Apparently it's the wrong time to be live streaming. Hey, hi, howdy, y'all. So, I'm mildly terrified. Anyone watching the VOD, the video on demand, which is what they call the bit that's after live stream, it's left over. Right, we are gluing up the Japanese style Bowie knife. So the Fusion Bowie. And I've got the blade all taped up, protected with some WD-40 and paper towel, and then wrapped in masking tape. And I have the Habaki stand-in, which is actually just a piece of 1mm thick brass. Now this brass Habaki stand-in has been file finished. God. Focus camera. Focus camera. Oh, okay. Fine. Screw you. Why won't you focus? Tap that. Hey, Lucas. Okay, so that has been file finished, and the reason for that is because traditional Habaki were file finished by hand. And so I figured as a cool little stand-in for that, I would file finish the Habaki spacer style thing on the Japanese Fusion Bowie. So that goes on. I've center punched. I'm gonna have to tap the camera. Oh no, I'm not. I center punched the top rear of the Habaki spacer to give me a lineup for when I put it on the knife itself. Now you might be wondering about the setup. It's just an F clamp in the vise at the length so that it can clamp the blade. And this piece of wood has been super glued over short term for protecting the tip, because the tip will go there and the handle will go that way. And when I put the handle on there, I'm actually going to pad it with a whole bunch of paper towel to stop it from getting busted up. So I'm using a 30-minute epoxy. I'm using Arrow Diet. It's the longest setting epoxy they sell, or at least they sell through generic retailers. The blade has got mirror polished spine and the base of the ricasso and the heel, and then 1200 grit satin faces and clip. So it should look pretty cool. File finished Habaki, and then spent most of today working on this freaking god, which is heat blued, mirror finished. Steel, 1084. This stuff looks so fucking crazy in the light. It's almost impossible to film, but it looks amazing. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's going to slide up there. I swore it fit the other time I did it. Don't tell me I got it the wrong way around when I heat blued it. Oh, I did. Yay. Oh, joy of joys. You fucking dumbass, Samuel. I was so proud of myself for having got it right the first time. And now my sins are coming back to haunt me. Because that is nowhere near. And the other side of this is not half as pretty. Man! Oh, that hurts. Oh, hey, Jared. Hey, Gideon. Hope Okay, you're just going to watch me swear at myself for the next 5 minutes. Fuck! Thought I had it so good. Man. I don't want to have to do this shit again. No. Yep. Just gonna have to do it that way. Okay. I don't have time to fix it, unfortunately. And that whole artistic integrity thing I went into. Sometimes time is the thing that gets in the way. Okay. So I have the guard fitted up. Super unhappy. Yay. Okay. And then we have the Curly Minarici handle block, which I spent most of today shaping, which all fits together like that. That's going to be the final handle assembly. Okay. I'm definitely going to clamp this bitch. That's loose as boogery. Cool. All right. Hey, back 40. Okay, so to explain what happened to the guard, here has a couple of spots on it in the bluing that happened because that was in contact with the heating element, whereas this side, which was supposed to be the frickin' main side, as you can see, is almost perfect. It doesn't actually look terrible. It just, I don't know, it's a little disappointing. But we live and we learn. So, that is all ready to go. It's all oiled up. What I do need to do before I do that is to put that aside, put that back on the oilcloth, put this down, and I need to acetone the tang because you don't want oils, which there are plenty around here, inhibiting the glue up. Now you might wonder why there isn't a pinhole in the tang, and that's because I'm going to drill the tang after the epoxy is set up. It's a risk, but it's one I take regularly, and I'm confident that I can make it work. Something I've done a few times before. Just a few. Like every time I've made a hidden tang knife. So the problem is the cold blue turns things black, doesn't turn things blue. See ya, Jared. Yeah, blue is, cold blue is a misnomer. Doesn't actually turn things blue. Anyway, so, back on with the file finish of Baki. Back on with the guard that doesn't go on the right way. I'm still super upset about that. There's nothing I can do. Wonder wondering if I actually need to tap that guard into place. I actually think I need to tap the guard into place. Makes life so much fucking worse, but you know, you deal with it. You deal with it. So in order to tap the guard into place, I need to lock the blade in the vise, which is never a fucking fun thing to do. Might put the soft jaws on because even though it's wrapped in tape, I'm anal retentive and I like to make sure that things don't go wrong rather than just rely on one thing. I'll rely on 10. And I have, or I did have, did I break it? Wow, this is going well. Okay, I had a copper driving bolster, but apparently I threw it away. Okay, cool, awesome. It's what we want to hear. Huzzah. Okay. This is normally how my Glueups go. I just figured I'd share the pain. Yeah, welcome to my normal Glueup setup. Hey, Wally. Yeah. Normally too much of a rush, and that's what ends up screwing me in the long run. Too much hurry. Do I rely on the clamping force of the clamp? Last time I did that, I had to break a handle off. It was a very expensive handle, and I wasn't on a time crunch. This time, I'm on a time crunch. But, seeing as I can't find my bolster, and I'm not willing to directly impact the heat blued fucking guard, we're gonna do it without it. Fuck it, we're doing it live. Alright. So, the guard and the habaki have been oiled, so they won't have glue stick to them, which is good because that is always a concern. And now I've acetoned the tang, there's nothing that can inhibit the glue from that. I highly suggest setting up your gluing tray underneath where you'll be gluing, because there will be squeeze out, or there should be if you're doing it right. And you want to catch that squeeze out somewhere. And seeing as you already have a gluing tray full of glue, may as well catch the glue in there. Makes sense, right? Might want to pop the cap on that soon. It's been a really long day and I'm hoping this goes well, because if it doesn't, I think I'm going to have a mental breakdown. I'm trying not to rush. And if you're wondering why I'm not responding to your comments, it's because I actually have you on the main front camera, which has better quality, but I can't see the comments from in front of it. So I apologize for not being able to see your comments. I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to go get a mixing stick. Hey, Curtis. Think again, why get one mixing stick when you can get a dozen? And as for mixing sticks, I use Arts and Crafts top sticks. You can get like bags of 500 from your arts and crafts stores. This is why you don't use 5-minute epoxy, unless you have a really good setup. Because I almost always fudge my glue-ups, I don't set up properly beforehand, don't have anything set out. I like to use a long-lasting, long-setting epoxy. That means that I can faff about getting things organized and not have the epoxy set up on me. Also, it has the added advantage of being stronger than 5-minute. The 15, that's not bad. The 10-minute, you know, sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 15, depending on the brand you go with. That's not bad, but you want the 30. Realistically, you want something like the West Systems, G-Flex and stuff, but I can't afford that shit. I'm a broke bladesmith. Okay, so first we apply a thin layer to the tang to guarantee adhesion to the handle material. Because if you rely just on what you put into the handle slot, you almost never get proper, full adhesion. It's much like wood glue and stuff. You apply the glue to both surfaces. Contact adhesive is like that too. And always have acetone nearby because you're going to want to clean this stuff off. There's nothing worse, especially when you're doing a finished glue up, where the blade is finished, which is what this is, the blade and the handle. Both are completely finished. Oh, I should have put tape on this. God. Samuel, you're going to be the death of yourself. While I'm thinking of it. Neat trick. Doing this in gloves is hard. Neat trick. If you have pinholes in your handle, wrap them in tape. So the glue doesn't squeeze out the holes. I will re-drill those and through the tang when the time comes. I basically want to be doing no finishing when I finally glue this up, so the less mess I make now, the better. Get it down in there. It'll want to kind of create a bubble. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need the acetone. Alright, cool. Don't mind me, I talk to myself. That's why I figured I'd have the live stream up. I look less crazy. Except, of course, to all of you watching. This is where the pucker factor meets the peg. Pucker factor of 11. Okay, I think that's enough glue. So we should get plenty of squeeze out. Glue tray underneath the glue seam. Going to take about 5 sheets, no, probably 4 sheets of good quality paper towel. And I'm going to fold them up into a pad that's going to protect the butt of the knife from being damaged by the screw of the clamps. Okay, alright. Now we just slot this biz match together. Remember when I said you need that acetone? You need that acetone. Okay, now if your tip's really, really weak, this is not a system I recommend. But if your tip's nice and strong, which it should be, you should be testing your tips, then this system, should be the best. Of course, it says that as you faffs around with it. Oh, fuck you. The motionless screw ain't so motionless. Linear pressure is wherever it sets is going to be where it sets. It's not going to move after it sets up. That's a little low. Oh, come on. Heart Attack City. Heart Attack City. When everything goes wrong and you want to die. Heart Attack City. Cool. Alright. Acetone the ever-loving fuck out of this to clean off any squeeze out, because any of this is going to be nigh on impossible to remove once it sets, because that transition is almost seamless, which means getting a scraper in there or something will be very difficult. Making this like pre-finished high quality stuff tends to get a little bit scary at this phase, because any wrong move and it's done. It's just done. Nothing you can do about it. You know what, I'm not actually unhappy with that fit up. There's a little bit of squeeze through next to the guard, which I don't like. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. 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 We're alive. We survived. Holy ever loving shit. It's done. It's done. I give up. Tools down. Holy hell. Hey, Ting. How you doing? Yeah, end of a needle file. Can't do that with a finished guard. See you back 40. Hey, Bo. Sorry, guys. Oh, thanks, Ting. It is... What time is it? Like 20 to 10 at night. Okay, cool. All right. So, we have our blued guard and file finished brass habaki fitted up to the Curly Minarichi stabilized handle. It is all looking beautiful. Don't think could have done a better job. Man, that was scary. The problem with most of my usual techniques is that, see that, let's get me closer right here. That transition right there. That transition, that is a bitch to clean up if anything leaks out. Especially because this guard is mirror finished and blued. It's not like I can re-mirror finish it once it's in that position. Like, there's... God. Camera. Play games. Play silly games. Win stupid prizes. Come on. Why are you doing that? Anyway. So yeah, that's why you have a mini heart attack while you chase the epoxy around and around and around. Okay, so I got my handle a little bit too wide this way. It kind of steps from the ricasso. I didn't double check my measurements. That's my fault. But honestly, I don't give a shit. Woo. Put together with no glue, coat with clear finger nail polish. Give part let it dry. Put it back together and do your glue up. Okay. Sounds interesting. Might have to get you to do a video on that thing, because at the moment I'm not taking in any information because my brain is going, ah, fuck! Anyway, cool. Problem is, I know that I should be set up properly for my glue ups every time I do them. Every time I do them, I'm like, you know what? I should be set up for this. I should be pre-planning. But then my brain just kind of fucking short circuits and I go, nah, it'll be fine. Holy shit. Well, that's the first knife for the Perth Knife Show. Done right there. Well, it's not done. I've got to wait 24 hours for the epoxy to set up. And then I'll drill the pinhole, which is why there's tape around the pinhole. Drill that, drill the tang, and put in a brass rivet. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a domed brass rivet. I'm not sure at this stage. I probably won't. I'll probably do a flush fit, but flush fitting to finished wood is always a pain. Mother Mary. Yeah, that's what I figured, Curtis. It's an interesting premise. I'm actually, yeah, I'm interested in if that would work. because I find that the epoxy, once it sets, is completely acetone proof. And so if the fingernail polish is covered in epoxy, then the acetone won't affect the won't affect the fingernail polish, because the fingernail polish will be protected. But it's definitely something I will try out when I'm not on a time crunch. Holy dooly. Yeah, wait for the epoxy to cure. Right, well, you know, that would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense, Curtis and Ting. That would make sense. Cool. All right, well, holy crap. It went together. The last time I did this was on that friggin' buoy, that other buoy that I made, the spear point buoy, with that handle that I ended up having to break off because the clamp went wrong. You know why the clamp went wrong is because right here, little tip for those watching. Whoops, that's too far in, Sam. That transition right there, which isn't a perfect transition, unfortunately, but you see how the tape stops just before the shoulders of the tang? On the last build, that tape slipped up because the WD-40 made it slip. And the problem with that is that what happened was that I couldn't see that this hadn't met properly. And so when it set up, the guard was actually slightly set back from the shoulder, which meant that there was a giant fucking gap right here. And that looked horrifying. So this is what I do now, where I actually put tape on the blade itself, on the ricasso, clean it off tomorrow after the glue up. Yeah, the fit up isn't fantastic. Like, I can't see light through it, but it's not the best that I've ever done. And as you can see, that mirror polish on the blade, that's actually, is that a scratch? That better not be a fucking scratch. Oh, it's not a scratch, it's a reflection. Dumbass. Okay. Whoo! Walked away from the knife. It's probably a good idea. Oh, that's good, Lucas. It's always good to start somewhere. Yeah. Takes a long time to learn all of the little skills that you'll pick up over time. But yeah, so... Alright, yeah. It's so finally finished that I saw a reflection of something in the groove, and I thought it was a scratch. And I had a miniature heart attack. It's okay. It wasn't a scratch, guys. It's okay. You can calm down now. You don't have to panic. I figured it out. It's okay. I know you're all panicking, because that's totally something that you would do, but it's all right. Oh, God. All right, so there you go. That's the knife glued up, ready to go. And I have so many more knives to do. Let me flip this around so you can see me now. Hey, Gordon. Double flip the handle and inlay some twisted gold wire. Yeah, sure. Righto. Right after you, Ting. So I do have a whole bunch more blades to do. I'm just going to quickly clean the camera because it's... It's a little bit glary. There we go. That's good. Yeah, exactly. My point. So that's one of the two showpieces I'm doing. Showpieces, the high fit and finish, high quality, super finicky detail builds that I'm doing for the show. The other builds are all going to be much more simplistic, and I'm planning on doing one of them every day next week. So from Monday, I will be doing one blade every day till Thursday, which is ironically no one has ever seen it. Neighbors, yes, everybody needs good neighbors. With a little understanding, you can find the perfect friend. Anyway, you can't tell I watched that when I was a kid, could you? So I have 3 more of these to finish, which I think I might be doing on Sunday, depending on how it goes with the other showpiece, which I have to work on tonight and tomorrow. I'll be working on that tonight. Yeah, for a couple hours or an hour. What time is it? Yeah, about an hour. I'll be working on that tonight, and then all of tomorrow working on it. Might be part of the Saturday live stream, if I'm honest, because I'm not sure if I'm going to get it finished by Sunday. I'm hoping I'll get it finished by Sunday, but those 3 need handles. They need to be... I just need to check if my angle grinder works. So I threw it away because this cut brush is actually welded to the screw. Like, I could not get it loose. Everything I tried failed. It went horribly wrong. But the cut brush is still good, so I'm going to use it till it's dead. The problem is that in trying to get it off, I cracked the frame in both corners. Cracked it. So it sounds horrible, but it works. So I can still use that cut brush to clean those off. Ooh, bolt jowl tongs. I love bolt jowl tongs. I'll be there. I'll watch it while I'm working on the other knife. But yeah, so yeah, please let me know when you want to go live. Yeah, so I'll cut brush those, glue those. I've got to get some handle material because I'm kind of out. Run it till it explodes. Pretty much. I'm going to wear my apron and my goggles and my earmuffs and my mask and all that kind of stuff while I do it, so I should be safe. It'll probably just kind of come apart in my hands and I'll... whatever. But yeah, so I've got to finish... Stop looking at the knife. I've just got to stop looking at it. I've finished those, which I'll do over the weekend, hopefully after I finish the bigger knife. This is the small one. This was the easy one compared to the other one. The other one has, not including pins, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. So it's got 7 pieces, not including pins, but there are 8 pins in it, and then there are 2 line-up pins in it. So technically, it's 7 and 8 is 15, 15 plus 2 is 17. So there are 17 pieces in the big knife, and none of them are finished. Like they're like not even halfway there. So I've got a lot of work to do. Tomorrow's going to be a full-on day. I really appreciate all of you coming to watch me have a heart attack and die. But apparently Ting's going to be live, so go check him out while things are going on. I'll be in the chat on Ting's live stream, so if you have any questions for me about this, I'm sure Ting won't mind if you ask me a couple of questions while I'm watching. Oh mate, I don't have time to say screw it. This thing is like my favorite. That's why my Just got to cut the stock and light the forge. Okay, cool thing. Well, that's why my apron is full length, it goes down to my ankles. Covers everything. Though I do need to split it in order to be able to use my blacksmith's third hand. But yeah, I'll be doing some grinder work tomorrow and stuff like that. My Patreons will be able to see that because I'll probably do a Patreon video. And that is everything. So I will see you in Ting's live chat if you're going to be there. Thank you very much for joining me. Just a short stream today. But I'm glad I had the company because honestly, I think I would have had a panic attack. All right, see you guys.